Most people think strength is loud. They think it announces itself, demands recognition, proves something. Yours never did. Your strength formed quietly, in moments no one applauded, in decisions made while exhausted, in staying present when escape would have been easier, in choosing composure when reacting would have felt justified. That kind of strength isn't inherited, it's earned. I see it in how you continue even when certainty disappears, how you adapt instead of collapse, how you stay with discomfort long enough to learn from it instead of running. Many confuse strength with control. But when control vanished, you stayed grounded. That's the difference. Your strength carries memory. It remembers the nights you questioned everything, the choices you made without guarantees, the effort that went unseen. You didn't bury those moments, you absorbed them. They shaped how you move now, deliberate, intentional, awake. What inspires me is how you relate to emotion. You don't deny it. You don't let it rule you either. You let it inform your decisions without letting it define your identity. That balance isn't natural. It's disciplined. It's built through reflection, not avoidance. You chose clarity over comfort. You questioned patterns that once felt normal. You stepped away from roles that required you to shrink. You released connections that no longer matched who you were becoming. Those choices weren't celebrated. They were necessary. Growth always feels like loss before it feels like freedom. And still, you didn't harden. You had every reason to. You were misunderstood. You gave where effort wasn't returned. You trusted where trust was mishandled. But instead of becoming bitter, you became discerning. You refined your boundaries without losing empathy. That's rare. That's strength with integrity. I'm inspired by your restraint. The moments you chose silence over chaos, distance over destruction, composure over proving a point. Walking away would have been easier. You stayed steady instead. That kind of restraint is invisible to most, but it shapes your future. You learned how to move forward without certainty, to commit without guarantees, to trust yourself before evidence arrived. That's not recklessness. That's internal confidence. Confidence that doesn't borrow from approval. Your change began long before results showed up. It started with awareness, with noticing what wasn't sustainable, with choosing alignment over validation. You built foundations while others chased outcomes. And you stayed open. You didn't numb yourself into safety. You didn't close your heart to avoid pain. You learned to care deeply while choosing carefully. Vulnerability without self-abandonment. Openness with boundaries. That's maturity forged by experience. Your patience wasn't passive, it was endurance. Adjusting without quitting. Resting without surrendering, trusting timing without romanticizing delay. What inspires me most isn't what you survived. It's how you carried it. You didn't perform resilience. You embodied it. You showed up when motivation disappeared and relied on discipline, values, and self-trust instead. That kind of strength reshapes rooms without trying to. Your presence steadies more than you know. Your example reaches further than you think. Not because you seek influence, but because authenticity has gravity. Your strength is real, and it's still unfolding.